Chapter 3, verse 9. Yajñarthat karmano anyatra lokah ayam karma bandhanah tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangah samachara. So Krishna, from this third chapter, he is very emphatically saying Karma Yoga is the superior path to choose. In the Karma Yoga itself, he is now highlighting Yajna as one of the prime duties. What are the importance of Yajna? Yajna, unfortunately, has been translated as sacrifice in all academic English literature, even though the most academically valid dictionary, popular dictionary by Monier-Williams, a British Raj colonial Sanskrit scholar, he created a dictionary which is now known as Monier-Williams Dictionary. He defined Yajna as worship, devotion, prayer, praise, act of worship or devotion, offering, oblation, and lastly he added the word sacrifice. But all the other words, all the other interpretations are now completely overshadowed by this one single word, sacrifice, as if Yajna was only sacrifice. Very unfortunate situation, but that's how the translation are appearing in all academic English literature. So here it simply means Yajñarthat karmanah anyatra. Just as all other actions are important, yajnas or the rituals of the fire or havan in popular Indian languages, homam in South Indian languages, are extremely important because this entire universe is bonded by karma. This universe is created by yajna. Karma bandhana. Now this word bandhana is very interesting. Bandhana gives us the English word bond. Binding or bonding is related with bandha or bandhana, etymological connection because of Indo-European languages, as I keep referring to. So Krishna is saying tadartham, that is why, for that reason, karma kaunteya, act, O Arjun, mukta sangha samacharaha, mukta sangha attachment, mukta sangha, free from attachment, samachara, conduct, do your action, continue to perform your actions. 10th verse, chapter 3rd. Sayajñaha prajaha srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavaha astu ishtakamadhuk. So now yajna is being referred to from the first primordial, the very first act of sacrifice, very first act of ritual, this havan or homam that was done in time immemorial, in infinite years ago, who knows, thousands of years ago, million years ago, it happened. That is how the whole universe came into being. That is mentioned in the Purush Sukta 10.90 in the Rig Veda. So Krishna is now referring to that first cosmic sacrifice, cosmic yajna that happened, which is mentioned in Purush Sukta also. But here he is not directly referring to Purush Sukta. He's using the word Prajapati. Prajapati as if the great patriarch, the universal patriarch, performed the first ever yajna, and that is how the entire universe was created. Sa yajñaha prajaha srishtva, having created the progeny. Progeny is the word that is connected again with praja, the etymological connection. So with the cosmic yajna, the first patriarch, the universal patriarch, created the entire universe. Anena prasavishyadvam. So you also flourish, you also bring forth all kinds of your desires, all kinds of your fruits of your labor you should desire, you should obtain from the yajnas, from your actions. Action are equated with yajna here in the Bhagavad Gita, which makes complete sense because yajna are not just sacrifices or animal sacrifice, they involved the socio-cultural actions by which the Vedic people also spread their cultural ideals and ideas across now what we now know as India. So from as they migrated from Central Asia or Afghanistan region, definitely Afghanistan region, from North India to South India and the entire region of India, this is how the ideas intermingled between so-called North Indians or so-called South Indians. For thousands of years, this intermingling has been happening. That is how the yajnas were performed, and they were used to spread the ideals. So they are also like Kamadhenu. Yajna is like Kamadhenu. Why? Because by actions you can perform, you can obtain all kinds of desired fruits. So yajnas, your actions are actually your Kamadhenu, the cow that fulfills all your desires. All right, now 11th verse. Devan bhavayata anena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantah shreyah param avapsyatha. So by yajnas, you are making the gods come into existence. You are supporting the gods, and gods will in turn support you. Gods will bless you. Gods will make your existence happen. Parasparam bhavayantah, by this mutual exchange, mutual interchange. So Vedic ideas, or even in this Bhagavad Gita, this text, the idea is of interchange. The gods depend on us, and we depend on God. So let's read the 11th verse completely. Devan bhavayata anena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantah shreyah param avapsyatha. So you will obtain your desired fruits by this mutual exchange. So it's very interesting that the divinity, that the gods and goddesses were created by humans, and humans in turn were created by gods and goddesses. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship. That is what is highlighted by the Vedic idea in mentioned in the Rig Veda, the word called rhythm, which gives us the English word rhythm. Cosmic rhythm was maintained by yajnas. By human actions, the entire cosmos is maintained. So this interconnection is highlighted in the Rig Veda and now in the Bhagavad Gita as well. Verse 12. Ishtan bhogan hivo deva dasyante yajna bhavitaha taihi dattan apradayabhyo yo bhungate stena eva saha. Krishna is very extremely using strong word here. Stena. Stain gives us the English word steal. Those who are obtaining all kinds of fruits of their labor, but without offering to gods, are stealing. They are thieves. They are not supposed to obtain any fruits of their labor without offering to gods. So that's 12, verse 12. And then in 13th verse, same emotion is mentioned even more strongly. Yajna shishta shinah santo muchyante sarvakil bishaihi bhunjate te tvagham papa ye pachantyatma karanat. This is the verse that is used by millions of Hindus even today, especially in the Swadhyaya Parivar, for instance. They recite this verse, they recite this Sanskrit shlok, and say before every lunch and dinner, and even before every breakfast. Why? It says that yajna shishta shinah santo. Those who are good people, those who are noble people, they consume food only as a prasad done after the puja or yajna or homam. Whatever is remained after offering to gods, after offering to divinity, Almighty, that remainder is to be consumed by humans. By this action, by taking as a token of gratitude, muchyante sarv kilbishay, all kinds of sins, all kinds of pap are freed from their souls. But bhunjate te tvagham papa, tu agham, bhunjate tu agham. Agham is pap, extremely serious sins, extremely serious negative karmas you are consuming. If you do your cooking or your digesting, your consumption of food, if you do only for yourself, that is an extremely negative papa, extremely negative sin. For a lack of better translations, pap is translated as sin, or even though sin and pap are not exactly same, but you get the idea that negativity you are consuming if you don't offer to gods first and you take it just out of your selfish reason. That is not to be done. Verse 14th, extremely interesting verse. The whole cycle of creation is mentioned here. Annat bhavati bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavah yagyat bhavati parjanyah yajnah karma samudbhavah. So what a wonderful cycle Krishna explains here, that beings exist from food, annat, food, bhavanti, happen, create, come into existence, bhutani, beings, parjanyat, water, rain, parjanyat, from rain, Anna sambhava. So rain gives rise to food, anna. But where does the water come from? Water comes from yajna, the human actions of fire, homam and havans and yajnas. Yajnat bhavati parjanya. So yajnas create water. And yajna karma samudbhava. So our actions, human actions are being performed to perform the yajnas. Yajnas create water, that is rain. Rain creates grain, and grain creates the creatures. So this is how the cycle of creation goes on. Water and beings and food are all interrelated. So one should keep performing actions, karma yoga, without any attachment. That is the moral teaching. That is the spiritual teaching by Krishna in this chapter, Karma Yoga. We complete verse 14 now. Thank you.